You got your belts here?
No, I ain't got no belts.
No?
I ain't bring no belts. I'm taking his belts. I'm taking your belts. They coming home with me.
You good?
They coming.
We the bullies.
They coming.
We the bullies.
Yeah, I know.
We the bullies.
You gonna remember. I want you to remember.
What you want to
That's the whole purpose.
What you want to bet?
I want you to remember. Yeah.
We bet.
Salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button as you come on in. Yeah, man, we had this final press conference. I don't know if this is the final one, but this is the last one on a three press tour. And it had a little heated exchange between the two guys. We're going to talk about it. Overall, the press conference was okay. I think the second one was better, but salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button. Come on in. We got the Bronze Bomber fighting tonight against Tyrell Herodon. We're going to see how it looks for the Bronze Bomber one last time. Salute to Hollow Ninja for the super chat early. He says, Bushido box until eternity. Salute to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Joseph Bailey, salute. Miss KMO, salute. Marquise Monroe, salute. Demonte Walker, salute. Kaiser Soprano, salute. Yeah, man. Hold up. We'll wait till some more people get in here. Nice summer evening. I think it's summer. I think it's summertime. Bud go stop Canelo, salute. Yeah, man. This press conference was pretty good. Had its heated moments. Canelo feels that Terrence Crawford was put up to him stepping to Canelo to spice things up. Didn't I say things got a little spicy? Yeah, he said that Turkey put him up to it. This is what Canelo was insinuating, right? Crawford was scared, and of course the resume gets brought up. Hold up, you can't listen to Hobiz, Butter, Cinnamon Biscuit. So Showbiz the adult, bro. He's good at what he do. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if you notice, in every fight, big fight where it's a black fighter versus a non-black fighter, he always tends to go the other way every single time. It never fails. This is something somebody else pointed out. I didn't even notice that somebody else put this shit on Twitter. You say he fan hustling? That's a nice term for it. Fan hustling. There was a lot of fan hustlers over the years, man. Fan hustlers. I like that. Fan hustling. A lot of dudes fan hustling, bro. Just they don't even like the fighter for real. They just see that they just run. Oh man. Showbiz said Bud won all three press conferences though. Yeah, well at least he's being objective there. Bud Crawford definitely won this one. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. We just getting started here. We ain't even get started yet. He says resume this. Salute to Hollow Ninja for the super chat. He says resume this, resume that. Bud goes in there and crushes Canelo. What do they say about the so-called bums then? They won't keep the same narrative after. No, they won't. Canelo's gonna be a bum. Canelo's gonna magically turn into a bum after the fight. He's gonna be over the hill and all this other shit. Watch. I'm telling you, this is what's gonna happen. Crawford's gonna make it look really easy. It's gonna be a lot easier than people expect. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of those shits. It's gonna be a fight where Crawford, after like 4 rounds, it's gonna be all Crawford. Watch. But the press conference was pretty good. The press conference was pretty good. Had a heated moment, heated exchange. But before we even talk about that, man, it was this clip I wanted to post, but it just was not YouTube friendly. It was Bill Haney and I wanted to do a video on it, but I like to play the clip, but the clip was just so explicit. It would have been bleeping like every like 2 seconds. But basically, Bill and if you was on Coach Malachi, you follow him, then you probably seen it. But they got into it really, 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 really nasty, really personal. It got real nasty. Talking about each other moms and shit. It was crazy as hell. And YouTube wasn't even fucking with it. So, but yeah, hopefully the fight still happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing that the Normans like to kind of cloud chase a little bit, and then they don't take these fights. So we go see what happens with that. I'm gonna see if that holds true to the narratives I'm hearing in the boxing streets.
Crawford ain't nothing to play with. He ain't scared of nobody, and you ain't too big for Crawford. So kill that narrative. It's over with. Blood has been drawn, and you're gonna see Crawford is the best fighter in the world. Canelo will be beat up like a bloody pulp when it's through. Talk that shit, Bill!
Smash that like button for your boy, man. But yeah, man, we had the press conference today. The final press conference between Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford. Had a really good moment. Here we go. We go play the clip. Check it out.
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. And as you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since
everybody.
2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
No,
It's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I step a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
Wow. That was heated, y'all. Smash that like button for your boy. I can't wait for this fight, man. I'm telling y'all, man. I already telling y'all what's gonna happen. Dude was like, Bushido, you biased? Yeah, I've been saying I'm biased, man. I've been saying for years I'm biased, man. Everybody's a little bit biased, though. I try to be very objective, but I'm telling y'all what's gonna happen. You said I sound sick. Now I'm just tired as hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired. I'm pretty tired. Bud was on one, man. That shit was lit, bro. He fired up for this one, bro. I'm telling you, Canelo better be ready for this dude. Canelo also said that this is gonna be one of his greatest victories. If he was to beat Crawford, this would be like his greatest win. So Canelo's gonna be doing everything. He said he's gonna bring everything he's got for this fight. Canelo knows what he's up against. This is what these dudes do when they fight Bud Crawford, bro. This is why Mean Machine and all these guys, they come in that ring, me Jamal, they come in there at the absolute fucking best, bro. Everybody that Crawford has fought came in there. You ask them, they came in there at the absolute fucking best. Every fucking time. You said Crawford not Floyd? Crawford might do better than Floyd, man. He might do better, man. I don't know. We gonna see. We gonna see. He might do better than Floyd. But Floyd did great too. Floyd made it look real easy. You know what I'm saying? TBE made it look super easy, bro. TBE made it look so easy, bro. TBE made it look so easy, man. Salute to TBE. Smash the like button for your boy, man. Yeah, Bud gonna make it look easier than people think, though, man. I think after like 3 or 4 rounds, um, it's gonna be all Crawford, bro.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Motherfucker easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Come on, man. He's almost 40 years old when he cooked dude. TBE, man. I don't know, bro. We gonna see if Bud could top Floyd's performance against Canelo. We gonna see. I think Bud's gonna win. I think Bud's gonna win the fight for sure. You said it's the rematch with Canelo and Floyd? Yeah, Canelo ain't gonna want to make too many mistakes. Canelo ain't gonna want to make too many mistakes. I don't know, man. This is a tough fight for Canelo, man. Canelo knows it. Canelo knows this is gonna be a really tough fight for him, bro. This is a tough fight. His sparring partner, he said everything has to be on point. That's what Canelo said. His sparring partners, everything got to be on point. This is what Canelo said. Salute to Hollow Ninja for the super chat. He says Bud test came back negative. They still saying snack. That's fine. We predicted it. But one thing they can't do is tell Canelo to show his test. Clowns. Yeah, what is Canelo's test? I don't know. Bud test came back negative though. You know what I'm saying? We already knew, man. I mean, come on, man. He ain't gotta take no shit or nothing. Bud is just one of those rare. We gonna find out for sure September 13th. But he's one of those special athletes, bro. He's one of those special guys out there, bro. Like Jordan and Kobe and you know what I'm saying, Gretzky and all the great athletes. Bud is one of them, dog. And he about to show everybody September 13th. You know what I'm saying? He's not just a great fighter. He's a great athlete too. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's a great fighter, but is he a great athlete? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Crawford's a great athlete and he's a great fighter. Yeah, he can do some of everything and shit, bro. He about to style and profile on Canelo, bro. This fight is not about to go how people think it's gonna go. I'm telling you. I don't know about a KO, but I don't think it's gonna go how people think it's gonna go. I just don't see what Canelo can do to really beat Crawford. I just don't see it. Unless he lands a big punch. Or unless Crawford just got old overnight. People think this is what's gonna happen. People think that's what's gonna happen right there with Jamel Charlo and Canelo. They referenced, well, since Jamel couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? Since Jamel couldn't do it, they referenced Jamel because that's like the last black fighter that Canelo fought. But Jamel Charlo is like most Texas fighters, pretty straight up and down. No disrespect, but no, they straight up and down. They kind of rigid guys. They not really, they're not necessarily counterpunchers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. James Kirkland, another Texas guy, straightforward guy. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, dog. I see the game. Come on, man. But you in there with Crawford, though. He totally different, bro. You fought Jacobs. Jacobs ain't really that flashy and that, you know what I'm saying? He's just not moving like that. You know, like, you in there with somebody that's different now. Somebody that's a little bit of combination of everything. Smash the like button. Canelo Alvarez got punked this time, I think, though, man. Bud Crawford put that heat on him. Bud Crawford keep pressing him, let him know he's the boss of this fight.
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know already. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. And as you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody. And you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is going to be different for you.
And it's going to be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level.
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since
everybody.
2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
No,
It's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
Wow. He said you just gonna be like everybody else at the stomp a mud hole. Right? I mean, this is disrespectful though. This is kind of disrespectful. I feel like this whole Crawford didn't fight nobody is so disrespectful, bro. Because I look at when they say that, I look at Sean Porter and Kell Brook and Errol Spence and you know what I'm saying? Amir Khan. Like I guess all these guys were Canelo fought Amir Khan. I mean, all these guys were nobodies. Just literally just nobodies, just in the ring, just nobodies, right? He was just in the ring, just fighting nobodies. Jesus. You said super middleweight standards. We're gonna find out about the super middleweight. We're gonna find out if the weight's gonna be too much. You said you felt that in his soul. Yeah, Bud mean business, bro. Canelo felt it too. Canelo felt that shit too, man. He felt that shit. Canelo Crawford's a bad fight, man. That's a mean guy. And then this is like his big moment too. You know what I'm saying? So we see what happens when he show up in these type of fights, man. With Errol Spence, to the point where Errol Spence is now literally nobody. Errol Spence Jr., the big fish. You know what I'm saying? The guy that they were saying that was one of the top 5 pound for pound, unified. He what? Just nobody? He's a nobody. That is so disrespectful, bro. Errol Spence Jr. is a fucking nobody, bro. So that means everybody Errol Spence did when he collected them belts like they was Dragon Balls, everything he did, all those dudes he beat, nobodies. Everybody, so we can't use that argument to say just because Crawford fought quote unquote nobody, that means he's just gonna lose to quote unquote somebody. Because I remember the narratives before all these fights that happened, bro. And before every fight, everybody said he fought nobody. Literally before every last one of Crawford fights, bro. Once he really start putting pressure on dudes at 47 and all that, he fought nobody, bro. He fought nobody from it. My bad, y'all. That shit's just so fucking funny, dog. Like he literally make these dude. If you follow boxing, bro, they was nobodies. Like every time Crawford fought somebody, prior he fought nobody. Every time. Literally every time. Salute to oh man, that was funny, dude. Salute to Picasso for the super chat. He said, salute Bushido, boy. Feel like he got something to prove, and that makes him even more dangerous. Hell yeah, bro. Oh man, he got something to prove. And this is the fight that Crawford needed at this stage of his career. Something that's gonna get him motivated, something where people go doubt him. You know what I'm saying? Something that's gonna get him excited. It's gonna be worse than Errol Spence, bro. It's gonna be worse than Errol Spence, bro. Crawford's gonna be strong as hell. Bomac predicting a probably later rounds. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button for your boy. We got another super chat. Salute to my boy Slat Tendencies for the super chat. He says, whenever Bud fights someone, they're amazing. When Bud destroys them, they were never any good. Make it make sense, losers. Facts, bro. Every time Crawford fought somebody, during the build-up, he fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? Every single fight, bro. Before Porter, before Brooks, before Khan, before everybody that's welterweight run. Before Horn even. He fought nobody. And Dongo, all those people was literally nobodies. Postal, nobody. He didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? None of these people exist. This is the only argument people having on Terrence Crawford. He fought nobody. You got to start asking yourself why he ain't fight nobody. If he did, it was, okay, so you can't say he was scared of nobody, right? If he's fighting fucking Canelo Alvarez, a dude that he really shouldn't be fighting, right? On paper, he shouldn't be dealing with Canelo. He's fighting him. Then why didn't he fight anybody prior up to Canelo? Ask yourselves that. If you don't know nothing about boxing, if you just get into boxing, ask yourselves that if you're a logical person. Why didn't he fight nobody if he's regarded as the best? And how is he fighting Canelo if Canelo's some big, tough challenge for him? That shows me he ain't scared of nobody. So how did he make it this far? Fighting come on, man. Make this stuff make sense. Now Crawford did fumble big time when Canelo caught him off guard. Canelo caught him off guard when they was over there with Shaq and Tom. He caught him off guard when he said he fought. He caught Crawford off guard. You could tell. Crawford said Postal and Ricky Burns. Those are two of the worst names you could have actually said, bro. How come you didn't say Errol Spence or Sean Porter? You know what I'm saying? Like Sean Porter and Errol Spence, bro. We can't discredit. How dare we say Errol Spence and the Warrior Sean Porter are nobodies, bro? That is fucking insane. Sean Porter was the guy at welterweight before Bud came on the scene. He was giving everybody hell. Errol Spence barely beat the guy. You know what I'm saying? Are we fucking kidding, bro? Ugas and these dudes was banging each other, bro, going to war with each other. And Bud just kicked down the door and start whooping on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody was nobody all of a sudden. Oh man, that's funny as hell, bro. Oh man, my bad, y'all. That is the funniest shit, man. He just fought nobody. Salute to Hollow Ninja for another super chat. He says these clowns already got tons of excuses stacked up. The way they destroy their excuses by throwing everything back they said before the fight. Yeah, I mean, they don't have too much they're saying. Other than, you know what I'm saying, they're not really saying Canelo's over the hill yet. They're not really saying that. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people saying that. But, you know, they're going to start saying shit, bro. They're going to start saying shit. Once camp starts and Canelo's showing them clips of him hitting the water bag, you know, them wide shots, them bombs and shit he's throwing. Yeah, people go see. Crawford ain't playing no games. He got something to prove. Not only is this guy, this is another thing. This is what I'm saying. Not only is he an incredible fighter, he's a great fighter. He's a great athlete too. He's a really good athlete. So And he's a motivated athlete right now. So this is gonna be excellent. This is gonna be excellent. This is a tougher fight for Canelo than people think, man. And I'm not saying it's like Canelo's a nobody, because that's what they're gonna say after the fight. That Canelo was. They can't fully say Canelo's a nobody, so they're gonna say, well, he was over it. He was over the hill. That's what they're gonna say. He was over the hill. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao, Duck Crawford, all types of shit, man. These dudes know what's up, bro. Pay attention to how boxing was moving when Crawford was out here searching for glory. See how pay attention if you was around, you was paying attention to how boxing was moving. Man, a lot of dudes wasn't moving towards Crawford. A lot of dudes wasn't, bro. A lot of dudes was hopping out of sanctioned bodies. You know what I'm saying? It was the guys like Mean Machine and those guys that was brave to get up in there with Bud and make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Training their asses off against a fighter they likely have no hope against, but they was gonna give it they all. Those type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? The big name dudes was like to play politics. You know what I'm saying? He was on the wrong side of the road. He was all the way over there, and he couldn't come over here, man. You know what I'm saying? We played that game for a few years. Y'all forgot how boxing was going. Salute to Picasso for another super chat. He says, and remember the popular narrative was this fight was just a money grab. But yeah, Tank came out and said, oh, he just need the money. You know what I'm saying? Because a guy like Tank Davis couldn't fathom that somebody was so brave and so crazy to move up and take such a risk. He cannot believe it. He can't believe, oh, it's got to be he needs the money. It's got to be it. There's no way he's that crazy. He must need the money that bad. Nah, man, he's coming for all the glory, bro. He's coming for the glory. He's coming for the glory. He's coming for everything Canelo got. You know what I'm saying? He's coming for everything Canelo got, bro. Life-changing fight. This is his big moment. This is just a challenger for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? A tough one. But this is Crawford's big fight. Like, big fight. Like, big fight. Salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button. Come on in, man. Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez.
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. And as you seen, the last press conference,
we'll see.
When I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level.
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since
everybody.
2002.
Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
No.
It's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You're gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
That was good. I ain't gonna lie. That was good. Canelo had a little bit of fire. You know what I'm saying? That was a good little moment right there. Crawford fired up to prove a point. I don't know if Canelo wanted to poke the honey badger like that, man. I don't know if he wanted to do that. I think Canelo was trying to avoid that. Honestly, I think he was trying to avoid that type of smoke. Salute to Hollow Ninja for a super chat. He says, don't forget the scrutinization and the disadvantage of Bud Crawford going into this fight weighs far more than the wear and tear excuses from Canelo fans. Bud also has wear and tear as well. Yeah, of course, and he's an older guy. You know what I'm saying? Man, come on. It's going to be the same shit for Floyd, too, because Floyd was older when he beat Canelo. But they said Canelo was really green, so that was kind of one they kind of, so what's Canelo excuse now? Oh, well, he was a little old. But he's younger than Crawford, so how could we Well, he hasn't looked good in a long time. And Crawford just nah. He moved up in weight and beat a guy he had no business even fighting. How about that? The resume narrative is hilarious though, bro. That he literally got in the ring and fought nobody all these years. He just fought nobody. Victor Postal, a guy that Danny Garcia didn't want no smoke with. Danny Garcia didn't want no smoke with Victor Postal. Victor Postal was the man at the time. People forgot that the Iceman was the man at the time. You know what I'm saying? He gave Gary Antoine Russ. He's still a tough fighter now today, giving dudes work whenever he stopped back from his brief stints in the Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's still tough as hell today, bro. So I don't. They just wasn't like mega names and shit. That's what he mean. That's what Canelo means when he fought these dudes. Um, Nobody got like. There's no big money behind them. Like there's no. But we all know why that tends to happen. How guys tend to be able to get the big names, man. You got to be food out here. They dudes be hungry, and if you look like you food, then they go come try to eat you. Crawford didn't look like food to nobody. He didn't look edible at all. They didn't want to deal with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit worked. Canelo looks like food. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the hell happens in his fights, however you want to take it. In all his big fights and against his toughest opponents, there's never like a clear cut win. There's like nothing really clear cut. You said Broner would have got hurt bad. Yeah, Crawford would have been a bad fight for AB. AB would have fought his ass off though, for sure. AB would have fought his ass off, but that was a tough fight for AB. I remember that was a storyline back in the day, Crawford versus Broner, back when AB was still doing his thing. Crazy how the sport just like it's totally different now, man. There's only like what 5 undefeated fighters left from 2019. 5 guys left, and I forgot how many dudes it was in total at that time. But yeah, Wilder fights tonight. I was gonna do a post fight reaction on Wilder. Um, Man, seeing that press conference highlight and just seeing how just like far like y'all know I was a big Wilder fan. Y'all know I'm a big Wilder, and just seeing how far he has fallen like from him being at the top of the world. You know what I'm saying? Remember Wilder was at the top of the world? You know what I'm saying? Showtime, you know what I'm saying? He was the man. And then when seeing him fight where he's at is equivalent to seeing a Don King card. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, damn. And then he's fighting a dude. I ain't never heard of this dude. You know what I'm saying? The dude he fight, I never heard of this guy. I just hope Wilder makes it through the fight and gets through the fight. Malik Scott no longer his trainer. He got somebody else in his corner. He's bouncing trainers around again. We go see, man. We go see, man. I was hoping Wilder wouldn't fight again, but for whatever reason, he's fighting. So we go see how that plays out, and be sure to stop in for the reaction from what I probably likely could possibly be the last time we see Deontay Wilder in the ring. They say this guy could punch the dude he's fighting. So you said you started to see nervous energy from Crawford haters? Yeah, of course. Because Crawford is super confident. He's a mean fighter. He's a mean fighter with a lot of talent and skill. Only thing they can say is that he never fought nobody, and Gamboa hurt him. Gamboa hurt him 12 years ago when he was 16-0. When they both were 16-0. Come on, man. These guys. I don't think Malik Scott is a bad coach or nothing. Like he's really good at breaking shit down, and he understands the science. And he could teach you and shit. But I don't necessarily know if he was good for Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Malik Scott is the guy who had to build a fighter from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Build him from the ground up. Start somebody like young and then build him up into a fighter. You said Gamboa's name Manny Tyson. Yeah, dude. Gamboa was that dude at that time, bro. Yeah, Pacquiao fighting, Jake Paul fighting, Tevin Farmer fighting on the card with Floyd Schofield. Tevin Farmer missed weight by like point 0.4 or something like that, but I think he had like 30 minutes to make it. I don't know if he made it or not, but he missed weight a little bit and shit. You said Wilder looked fast with Don House? We go see, man. Wilder is terrible when he's not using his foot speed. He's terrible when he's just kind of standing with his legs wide and shit. He's terrible when he does that. I don't know, man. I don't like the whole idea of him fighting all together, but we gonna see how it happens, man. Yeah, yeah. 50 Cent and them was on Gamboa back then. Remember that? When 50 Cent was trying to get in boxing with Floyd and they was on Gamboa, he had Gamboa and shit. Like they was on Gamboa, bro. Gamboa was that guy back then. People forget so quick, man. Crawford make these dudes look like nobodies for real. Like he had your favorite fighter looking like a nobody, bro. He go have Errol Spence is now a nobody, y'all. The guy who had one of the biggest, toughest fan bases in boxing. That was just he had one of the best group of fans in boxing. He was like the golden boy essentially in boxing. Couldn't do no wrong, and Errol the True Big Fish Spence Jr. beat all the top welterweights. You know what I'm saying? Beat the car crash, all types of shit, right? I guess he's a nobody. You know what I'm saying? Errol the True Big Fish Spence Jr. is now a fucking nobody. After all that shit we've been going through with them, and now we've been sitting there arguing with a bunch of nobodies. His fans never existed, none of that. Nobodies. That's just terrible, bro. I can't wait to September 13th. Salute to Hollow Ninja for another super chase. There's lots of fighter and trainer switched up on Canelo. They all forget the weight. They know Bud's going to school them through the highest level skill. Yeah, man. They see how big Crawford is. They see the size difference isn't that great. And they know Crawford, if he retains his speed, he's going to be a nightmare for Canelo. If he has his speed and his stamina is good, it's over with. I ain't even worried about the power because he's a strong dude anyway. But if he got his speed and his stamina, then yeah, it's gonna be a tough fight for Canelo for sure. Tough fight. Yeah, we need to see the Wilder that was doing I think Wilder's almost 40 now, but the Wilder that fought Stavern was like peak Wilder, bro. He did the little juke move, like man, that was the most menacing. Man, that was peak Wilder right there, bro. That version of Wilder right there, body, mind, and spirit, everything was all in one at that time. That was his prime right there. I don't know how his punch resistance is now, because Wilder used to could take a good shot, but now he can't take a shot like that no more, man. You said Bud beats Lara? I don't know, man. That's a tough fight. I don't know. Lara's that guy. I don't know. I don't know how that fight will go. Bud and Lara. I think it'll go to decision though. Bud probably stops him though. No, Bud will probably get him. But Lara is something telling me you don't want to count him out. Because he got the reach, he got the IQ, he got the schooling, you know what I'm saying? He got the experience. He's been around a long, long time. Lara been around a long time. And he's one of those really probably like a natural athlete like Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That's a good fight. That's probably a tougher fight for Crawford. Actually, a fight with Lara is probably tougher. It could possibly be tougher than the damn Canelo fight, stylistically. Yeah, Bud said in front of Canelo that he felt Lara beat him. Yeah. He told Canelo that Lara beat him. And Canelo got a lot of controversial wins, which in fact he does. A lot of his biggest wins are controversy. You know what I'm saying? The computerized shit with Triple G. You said Lara got whooped his last fight. Then his last fight, wasn't it like Danny Garcia? You said Lara has fallen in love with his power. It'll be a real patient chess match fight. But I think Crawford had an edge, though. I think Crawford had an edge. Because Lara is 41. I think Lara's like 41 now. Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Lara beat the shit out of Danny Garcia. He made it look real easy, too. Made it look easy. And then he stopped Cornflake better than Jamal did. Lara just sitting down on his shots more, man. Y'all smash the like button for your boy, man. Canelo Alvarez, man. What'd he go do? He done pissed off the Hornet now, man. He done pissed him off, man. You said Crawford fights better against Southpaws? I was gonna mention that. Lara's a Southpaw. How would Bud fight against a Southpaw? Yeah, you said young Lara will be a 50-50. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a stylistically, that's a good fight. That's a tough fight for Crawford. That'd be probably one of Crawford's toughest matchups, honestly. And that's just my opinion. Those two are my favorite fighters too, actually. Bud and Lara, actually. Lara's one of my favorite fighters. I think they'll be I think that'll be one of Crawford's toughest fights. Because Lara also has that long reach too. He got that freakish long reach. But Crawford is a more dynamic puncher, and Crawford does a lot more in there. Lara kind of keeps it kind of simple, but it's really effective. You said Jamel versus Boots? That's a good fight. I didn't even think about that one. Can't wait to see what Boots looking like at 54. Can't wait to see what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? I expect him to show up and show out. We go see. He's only been 30%, so we go find out. Because the storm was coming, and they said he grabbed his boots and start running. Yeah, Danny just didn't have the heart no more, bro. Danny Garcia you could just see it in his eyes when he was fighting. You could just tell the fight it just wasn't in him no more. And I was like, yeah, it's cool, Danny. Just go ahead and just hang it up, dog. And he was done. You could just tell he was just done. Like you could just tell in his head he was just saying like, why am I even here? I got all this money and shit. I'm done. I'm over here fighting Edeslandi Lara and shit. Yeah, Danny was done. I don't know. I think Boots beat Charlo. I think Boots beats Charlo. I haven't seen Charlo fight in a while, man. So I don't know. I think Boots will beat him though. You said Bud whoops on a little better beef. You said Bakaram was the only fight that made you nervous. Bakaram's dangerous, man. Pretty dangerous fighter, man. Pretty dangerous. It'll be interesting to see if Canelo can get around Crawford controlling him. Crawford's really good at controlling you with his lead hand. And not to mention he can throw pretty much every punch. So he's gonna if Canelo the key for Canelo will be to not get loaded into Crawford's hand games, and and to not let Crawford get too comfortable with his timing and his speed. He's gonna have to really offset Crawford, do some feints, and probably do some stuff that he's not really used to doing. Because Canelo is a pretty straightforward fighter. He's almost at this point of his career, he's a really experienced, strong brawler. You know what I'm saying? Who has an iron chin and a strong defense. But his defense ain't as good as it used to be. But it's still strong because his chin and shit and his durability. So yeah, and Canelo got a lot of experience too. So he ain't been in there with nobody like Crawford, man. Who's like a grim reaper in boxing. Who makes somebodies look like nobodies. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Hollow Ninja for a super chat. He says Bud's gonna go down after the fight and fight Carlos Adames. He already whooped that ass and spun him many times. Adames has fast hands. Bud better be careful. Adames got respect for Bud. Adames ain't gonna fight Bud. And he'll probably fight him for sure, but Adames got a lot of respect for it. He said Bud Crawford's the best. He said Bud Crawford's the best. That's what Adames said. He said dude's a great fighter. He said he's the best. So nah, man, they ain't gonna fight. Bud best move would be retirement after the fight with Canelo. It'll water down the victory if he was to continue boxing. Water it down. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and ride it out. Winner takes all. Could Crawford hurt Canelo? Who knows? Canelo got a big skull, man. He can absorb some shots. He can absorb some shots. You said retire and wait till 54 is unified. Yeah, ain't it? Wait to see who got all the belts. Or got three of the who got all the belts and shit. But this was a pretty good back and forth today.
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and
We know.
foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. And as you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level.
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since
everybody.
2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I step a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You're gonna be just like everybody else. Watch.
Wow. That was a good back and forth right there. That was good. That was definitely good. From two guys that they're not really like talkers like that. Canelo's a dude who just learned English probably like 3 years ago. And Crawford is a dude who just started talking like 3 years ago. So, yeah, that was pretty good right there. Bud got something to prove this fight, man. I can't wait till camp really begins. So they really start to train and, get this shit going. I think one thing Crawford has to watch out for too is Canelo's um, explosive left hook. He don't want to be standing in the way of that. When Canelo explodes with his left hook, it's mostly like a counter punch. If he explodes with that, that could be dangerous. What's up, WJ Luckett? I see you in the building. Salute. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit that like button as you come on in. A lot of the Canelo fans don't show up on the live streams, but they definitely show up in the chat, in the comment sections after these videos and the live stream. They show up then, but they don't show up live, man. There's not too much they can say other than to wait, but okay, then what? It's just gonna be too much for him? Are we sure of that? Well, he still ain't fought nobody. So Errol Spence is a nobody now. Yeah, he was a nobody when he fought Crawford. Oh, I missed your super chat. My bad. Hold up. Salute to Highlanders for another super chat. He says, I hope you guys are surviving the heat. Oh, man, bro. It's hot as a mug, dude. I don't think last summer was this hot like this, bro. This shit was crazy. This shit crazy right now. It's hot. Salute to everybody in the building, man. I don't know, man. It was a good press conference, though. The final one. I'm sure it's not the final one. I think they'll probably have one fight week or something. But as far as the press tour, I think it concluded well. There was a lot of people in the crowd. Crawford was getting booed. He was embracing being the heel. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was trying to get the crowd riled up and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's loving it. You know what I'm saying? Being the heel and shit, people booing him and shit. It's just great, man. That shit great for boxing. Who knew 3 years ago when we was on here talking that we'd be here today? Talking about Canelo and Crawford and they about to actually fight. When people initially said that this fight wasn't a possibility. Crawford himself was like, Canelo might just be too big. You know what I'm saying? Now here we are. They fight actually about to happen and everything. This is supposed to be Errol Spence's fight. The nobody, right? Come on, man. Nobody's. You say he's afraid of Benavidez? Oh, yeah. He ain't going to go near Benavidez, dude. Benavidez is probably a worse fight than Crawford. It's a worse fight for him than Crawford. At least with Crawford, he has like the natural weight advantage and shit. But over Benavidez, he has no advantages. You said Paul Chavez weigh-in going down? I didn't think Jake Paul would be boxing this long. But here he is today, still fighting past prime fighters, smaller past prime fighters. He's a legit prize fighter now. I got to give it to him. He's still out here doing his thing. He's been boxing for some years now. He a funny dude, though, Jake Paul. I ain't gonna lie. Jake Paul's a funny motherfucker, man. I think he just bought like a real big ranch. That was like one of the biggest moves in, I forgot what state history, Georgia history. He bought like a 5,000 something acre ranch. He paid like 39 million. He's paid most of the Mike Tyson money for this ranch. It was like 39 million. It's fucking massive. It's like fucking, he bought like a small like village and shit, basically. You said, what do I think about Zerudo, the Turkish? That should be pretty good. Zerudo's still out here doing his thing, but silently, man. I would imagine Zerudo should have been a bigger name by now in boxing, but he's not really a big name, man. He was always on some bogus promotions. And Oscar De La Hoya is not a really good promoter like that. He's just not, bro. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's still doing his thing without De La Hoya. And I think he probably would have did his thing without De La Hoya. Maybe he could have used them early on, honestly. But after a certain point, it was a wrap. Oscar De La Hoya is not necessarily good, man. Ryan Garcia would have been a starter whether he was with Eddie Hearn or not. You know what I'm saying? You said who I got? Floyd, Schofield, Farmer? I don't know, man. Farmer might can win. Farmer might can win, bro. We gonna find out. I think that's a good test for Floyd Schofield. That's a good test. Tevin Farmer is a pretty good. I guess you could say he's a journeyman now. You know what I'm saying? He's a pretty solid journeyman now. Yeah, I think Farmer can win, man. I'm definitely. That's the fight I'm definitely interested in. We gonna see Floyd Schofield, man. Shakur got he want Farmer to kick his ass, man. He said he want to get them dudes up out of boxing because they playing games, the Schofields and shit. You said who was that kid with Bomac that fights at middleweight? I'm not sure, bro. But I'm sure they gonna find somebody that's pretty similar to Canelo. I think the hard part will be trying to find a sparring partner for Terrence Crawford. I think that's hard. Yeah. You said, well, Canelo can get Boots? Probably not, because Boots got his own fights coming up. I don't think Boots should do that. You said Bud spars with Lester Martinez? But man, I don't know, man. It was a really good press conference. You know, pretty good, you know. Canelo showed a lot of respect, even though they got into that heated exchange. Um, Canelo actually knows what he's up against, man. You can tell. Canelo said, I'm gonna have to give it all I got. And beating Crawford will be one of my biggest wins. It'd be like my greatest win. You know what I'm saying? You said Lester Martinez? Nah, Boots don't fight nothing like Crawford. Boots, only similarities they have is that Boots could fight Southpaw and Orthodox. And Boots is a pretty dynamic puncher. But other than that, there's not they don't fight nothing alike. Boots probably would be the best guy to, probably to use though. But Boots has that Philly dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like a counterpuncher too, so to speak, but he still got like a lot more Philly dog in him. No, Bud ain't too flashy. But yeah, you guys, really good press conference, man. I don't know. We go stop back in, see how the Bronze Bomber do later on tonight after his fight. We gonna see how that looks. Man, we gonna see how that looks. But yeah, man, Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, they had a heated exchange today. Terrence Crawford said, you gonna look like a nobody, just like everybody else. Catch you guys on the next one. Love you, Ma. Peace out.